Shashi. Thank you so much for joining us on Blitz Business. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you, Ashish, for this interaction. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Let's get started. So, Shashi, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, Ashish, what we are trying to do right now is trying to work with young farmers, and we are trying to explore if getting them back to farming is possible. Okay, I come from a technology industry. I was in Wipro Technologies for close to 17 years. So we started this journey in 2010 along with 27 people from Wipro, um, trying to go to deep rural areas. And every village we wanted to go and set up a model. Every village will have a role model farmer where farming as a profession is a little bit respected. And we are trying to ensure that farmers who are farming actually make money. That's the background what I'm doing with the technology industry, and of course born in a farming family. Trying to change the farming.
What made you shift from Wipro and took so many people out from Wipro to start this?
So there is a crazy thought. See, I came from a farming background, okay, and my father is still a farmer. He's now 80 years. He still farms, okay, and it's just outskirts of Bangalore. It's in Anikal Taluk. So that's where I was born and brought up, okay, and around 45 kilometers from Electronic City. The problem is in any agrarian family, no, if a child is born, what parents do is they want the child to get out of farming. So that's what happened in my life also, not different from what's happening in any agrarian families in the country. My father never wanted me to be a farmer. Okay, we had a decent land holding. Now also we have got a good land holding, but he was never ever able to, okay, confidently say that this year, okay, I'll make some money out of that. He got out of farming in 1981, okay, and he never wanted his children to farm because of problems involved in farming. So he focused on our education, and he educated us out of farming. So that's the background, okay, and we struggled as farming family. We struggled, okay, till I got into a job. We struggled. 1991 is when I got into a job, okay, and that's what it's always in the back of the mind why we are struggling with a decent land holding. And so that's the trigger. Then we kept on in these coffee meetings. No? We drink a lot of coffee in technology industry. Okay. Okay. So in coffee meeting, these used to come up. Can we go and do something about farming? So that's how, okay, we all got together, 27 people. Okay, good. 15, 20 years we had worked together. We all thought, hey, we will change farming. Okay, that's how we thought. That's the genesis of Akshayakalpa.
That's like, and all are like co-founders, or
Yes,
how is it?
all are all shareholders now. Okay, some of them continued in technology industry. They couldn't dare enough leaving the job. Okay, and when I left my job in technology industry, my father didn't speak to me for 8 years. Okay,
Oh my God.
every time I used to go and talk to him, and it's a monologue. He's extremely angry. So what did you do? And entire my life, I spent educating you to become an engineer, go to US.
And you did exactly the opposite.
Exactly, you go to US and like any other engineer in Bangalore, okay, you're well settled in US. So what's happening? And 8 years he didn't speak at all. So that's the hatred people have on farming in India. We like it or not, farmers hate farming.
Through Wipro, you were based in US.
Yes, I was in US for close to 15 years
What
before.
was your what was your role with City? Tell us a little bit
So
about that.
last role I was working with AT&T through Wipro. Okay, I was trying to work with their handsets division. Okay, at that point of time, mobile technology was just peaking.
Yeah.
So we were the first pioneers touching the mobile phones, pre-programming them and releasing it to the clients. So that's how, okay, pinnacle of technology it was then. Okay,
And which city you were in?
so I was most of the time I was in Seattle, but I did spend some time in Long Branch in New Jersey. And also, I spent some time in Redwood City in Bay Area.
You were right at the transforming times.
Yes. But I also seen a disaster of technology industry, especially dot-com boom.
Combo.
What happened in 2000? We were middle of that. We were technologists, and we saw how everybody lost jobs. Okay, that was a disaster.
You don't miss all that fun stuff.
So, see, it is always difficult, Ashish. Yeah, maybe it is fun, but we always felt that. See, in my entire stay in US now, so you're walking on a street. Somebody says, "Hey, who are you?" How do you how do you respond to him? So I always felt this. Okay, and in India, if somebody calls you like that, "Hey, you get back. What happened, buddy? Okay, how can I help you?" But in US, you don't know your rights. Okay, so there's a big challenge. I always felt alienated, okay, in this country. But I was there because a lot of peer pressure. Parents want you to be there. And if you come back, okay, and you have to face parents, you forget about anybody else. There will be the most unhappy people. Why do you want to make your parents unhappy? I always thought that.
And how did you then made your father talk to you finally after 8 years? What did you do? Or he just melted?
It's not about what it is. I'll tell you a story. First 9 years of our existence in Akshayakalpa, we closely went to six times near to bankruptcy. Okay, and I used to every time I used to sit with him and tell this happened, this happened, this happened. So he was thinking back of his mind, what's happening? Okay, and he was not speaking. Probably he wanted to give some space. He didn't want to be negative. So like that, parents are like that. Though they don't like, don't want to put down their children. In 2019, first time we raised institutional money. I went and told him, this has happened, Appa. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? So he became extremely angry. So now your company was in bankruptcy. Now there's a equity, okay? He doesn't understand equity, okay? And now you are borrowed 40 crores. How will you ever return that? Appa, it is equity, it's a risk capital. What is? You mean to say you are not going to return that money? so, so it's very funny. My dad now, okay, is very humble and he just thinks, okay, taking money and building a business is wrong. If you have money, you do it, or else keep quiet. Then 2022, when I went and told, we have raised Series B. What is Series B? What happened? Okay, I told. I raised 170 crores. Okay, then he told, what did you do with 40 crores? Then when you raised Series C, I went and told him, people who gave me money in 19, okay, we exited. What do you mean by exited? You gave back that money? No, Appa, somebody else gave their money and they bought their shares. He was totally angry, devastated, okay? He started walking, his 80 years started walking up and down. So what do you mean? You not even returned 2019 money now. So I never believed there would be funny side of, okay, money rise. You see, no, that humility of simplicity in thought. You
Yeah.
take some money and return.
Yes.
Okay, so that's how I made peace with him. Okay, being able to talk to him, being open with him, telling everything which was opening. But that man, greatness, see, he doesn't have much education, okay, just standard, believe me, okay. And he was a very good farmer. He left farming for whatever happened. Immediately I came out of college, no? The first thing I did was re-establish our farm. That also he became bonkers. Okay, my brother, my brother completed his BCom and my brother wanted to be a farmer. Then all the farming had stopped in 81. We restarted in 91. He became still angrier. What are you doing? Okay, why don't you guys go and work? What are you? I will take care of whatever it is there. My brother is still a farmer. Okay, so there is something in our life, okay, which is farming. Maybe that's how I made peace with my father. He appreciated probably in his back of mind, saying that, hey, son is coming back to farming. So I think that's how he reconciled to that fact. Though in the front he was trying to show a different picture, but in the
That's
back of his, yeah, I think in his heart he wanted us to be farmers. That's what it looks like. But I never asked him. But he becomes extremely angry when I tell anything on leaving my job now also. Okay.
Then what's that? That's from 6, 7 time bankruptcy to Series A, B, and getting exit at Series C to Series A, guys. What what did you do in that?
See, honestly, no, first 9 years we didn't understand the market. What we thought, okay, going and working with farmers, the impact what we are creating, soil we are changing, and lifestyles we are changing is what actually matters. That's what we thought in part. Okay, now also we think that. But okay, for an investor, this one to work, investors not that they don't want farmers' life to change, nothing like that. But the return investment only comes okay when there is a market response to what we are doing. So I started really in 2019, very late dawning, okay, on life. The value gets created in the farm, and the value realization actually happens in the market. I never understood markets. That was a mistake, okay? And so that's what we do. No? We're all passionate and want to do something, and we get into trouble. So that's how it is. So the change is that change in the mindset, okay, that any initiative you do, okay, you need to build a market. If you don't build a market, okay, it has no value. The modern world doesn't value if you don't build a market. You can go and tell you're creating impact. Very good. Do it. Does the impact create markets? So if you don't align yourself to that, okay, we are a dead. Okay, that's how it. That's transformational understanding. Started looking into market side, visiting customers, okay, telling them what we are going to do. Then also I didn't add money. So between 2016 to 19, I built the market. Built a market without money. So that's how the dawning of that one. Then I we could go and raise money.
So then help us understand in one line, Shashi, what are you solving? What are you doing? What you're building? What's the problem statement you're solving and how you're doing?
See, when we started in 2010, no, okay, all of us wanted to do farming and change the way farming was done. Okay, then we started going and meeting farmers. Okay, what to do? How can we help? Okay, one thing we realized, okay, was uh, there's a huge cash flow problem in farming. Farming, okay, doesn't have a regular cash flows. So it could be 3 months cash flows, 6 months cash flows, a year cash flows. But okay, it was not consistent. Okay, it was not predictable. So that's the issue, fundamental issue. That's the reason people are leaving farming because there's no cash. Second thing is that cash is not sustainable. Even if it is coming, it's not sustainable. So there are two problems. Okay, then we start thinking how to solve this. Then we thought, which is a commodity which gives daily cash? We thought dairy. Okay, and then we thought, okay, dairy also gives a second commodity that is dung. Then we thought we'll make a manure at a scale to rejuvenate soils. What Akshayakalpa is doing last 14 years is soil management. We are the biggest soil management company. How to make manure at a scale, how to hedge, how to burn, how to trench, how to rainwater harvest. So that the farmer what he is producing, fodder, it could be grains, it could be fruits, vegetables, or a backyard poultry. Whatever it does, it needs to be sustainable. For that one, we gave a market access. So we started with dairy and we expanded farm, same farm to produce honey, same farm to okay produce backyard poultry, a little bit of eggs, coconuts, banana. Okay. This is exactly how we diversified. So the problem space what we are trying to solve in a gist is economics of a farm actually comes from diversity of a farm and ecology of a farm. So that translates to economics for the farmer when the market is created and when consumer is willing to pay for it. Economics of a farm doesn't come from input-based systems. Today, everybody goes and sells farmer seeds, equipment, manure, sprays, chemicals, weedicides, fungicides, herbicides. You name it, you sell to farmer. You take money out of farming, but none of them who sold that one to farmer ensures he makes money. Can you believe this entire draconian system of farming? So what we have told in Akshayakalpa is we will not sell anything to farmer. Zero. But farmer will make substantial money. This is the space we are trying to address. Akshayakalpa farmer at an average today makes 100,000 rupees a month. 1,000 rupees a month. Earlier cohorts which started in 2010, 11, 12, 13, they have reached already 3 lakh, 4 lakh rupees they have reached. So what we have proved is we have not worked with a lot of farmers, around 1,200 farmers in 14 years. This is the space. We have made sure these guys make money. Second part is we are able to get young people. Average age of an Akshayakalpa farmer is 33 years. Average age of an Indian farmer is 55 years. So average age of the country is 30 years. So now this is the space. Can we change this? So through dairy, through agrarian interventions, this is the problem space we are doing and also creating market for them.
Then how do you make money as a company?
So we do buyback, okay, of every commodity farmer produces and we market it. That's how we give the market access to farmers. That's exactly how we make money.
So if the farmer is producing 3, 4 things, you buy it and then sell it in the market.
Yes, we give market access, but we control everything he produces. The way he produces, at what cost he produces, how he produces, what he puts inside input. Everything we control, go deep into that space. The importance of this is we don't work more than one farmer in a village. So for my father, no, why he wanted me to be an engineer, not that I had a great engineering skills. My father saw a very good engineer in Bangalore making a lot of money. Then the moment he was born, he was very clear. You should become an engineer because he is making money. What we are trying to do is go to each village, establish these role models, farming role models so that entire village can look up to that role model and look at farming very positively, like how my father looked at engineering very positively. Farming also need to be looked at positively. If a kid completes graduation, he can become a doctor, he can become an engineer, he can become chartered accountant, whatever he wants. He also should have an aspiration to become a farmer. So that is the ecosystem we are trying to create, Ashish.
And can the farmer sort of sell anywhere else?
No, everything 100% he has to give a commitment. Then only we work with him. So if you find he's deviating from that, generally we don't continue to work because the moment that deviation happens, we don't know what's happening in his farm. So technically, so if today we work with 1,200 farmers, 200 people on the field, our own employees, managing 5 to 6 farms, one employee. So going deep into agronomy, deep into soil management, deep into is cost of production systems in farming. So that's the work what we do. So therefore, he has to commit himself to give 100% buyback to us. Every commodity he produces.
And how do you make sure they are following the processes which you have established? Because if you grow, practically speaking, you won't have people on the move if you are scaling, right? So how do you?
That's the reason we have not gone to millions of farmers. Very focused 1,200 farmers, 200 people on the field. Go deeper and deeper and deeper into farming. So Ashish, just to give a simple example, these 1,200 farms, today Akshayakalpa is a 400 crore run rate company in an annual basis. It is just done with 1,200 farmers. Can you believe it? If at all anybody wants to do that turnover, it will take around 100,000 farmers to do that. That is the efficiency levels we have gone in. So what I'm trying to say is to produce the food what is required for this country. We don't need to go hammer and tong. We need to just go and focus on efficiencies of farming. Handhold them at every step. That's what we are trying to do. So the monitoring becomes critical. You are right. So that's what we are trying to do.
So 400 crores, 1,000. That's per farmer will be little. I don't know what will that.
Around 40 lakhs. If you look at a translate, that one to keep for a simple calculation, keep around 1,000 farmers. You calculate 400 crores. So you can see imagine WhatsApp. So this is shattering all the myths on farming. Farming is seen to be drudgery, not making money. It's not true. So And a blended turnover of the company is 400 crores. Okay, and we just work with 1,200 farmers. Isn't it amazing? Okay, system.
That's pretty amazing. But if I'm the investor, then what about Series D? How will Series D money will you raise, not raise? Because the scalability is an issue, right? You won't be able to
So
manage.
we need to redefine scalability. That's what we have told our investors. Redefine scale. Okay, let's redefine. Don't, scale is not about top line. Scale is how efficient you are. Okay, how deep you can go. So that will get returns. Okay, you need to really work on that. How good the food is. Consumers are willing to pay premium for that. We should focus on that rather than mindlessly scaling. So that's what we are looking at right now. For example, when we bought British government on board in 2012, 2022 Series B, and also Nitin Kamath Zerodha, I think we were very clear saying that, hey, we are trying to solve a problem that is going to become a role model for the nation. Our focus should be you supporting us to reach there. They're extremely happy, okay, doing that. When Series C, I bought, okay, most commercial investor possible, A91 partners, okay, and we were very clear. Hey, this company won't grow 100% year on year. Okay, maybe we grow 20%, 15%, okay, 10%, okay. You should be willing to really look at, okay, that growth differently than what happened. Okay, you should have a 10-year horizon. We will, okay, deliver the results. That's exactly what we are trying to do. Now, thankfully, we have become a cash flow positive and we don't burn cash. So therefore, I think the investor confidence has returned. As I say, we will not go 100% or 60% or 80%, 90% CAGR. I told it's not possible in agri. If anybody who is doing that is doing something silly. So there are limitations in agri ecosystem on growth. That
So
needs to be drilled into investors' mind.
so basically, then you're saying you're playing on the premium. So for example, product your company is selling versus if I'm buying, let's say, Apple from you versus from market, what's the price difference?
So for example, if I buy Nandini milk at 40 rupees, we are selling 1 liter of milk at 85 rupees. That's how we are doing.
Wow, that's almost double,
Yes.
and people are paying that premium.
Yes, sir. People are paying very easily. They are paying that part because milk is free of antibiotics, milk is free of aflatoxins, and it is a top-notch milk in the country today. Yes.
Since you're the expert, tell me what is this thing about A2 milk? Is it
So this is a big controversy in marketing circles. See, milk has A2 proteins and A1 proteins. Okay, it's a protein. Okay, and there are certain breeds of cows which can produce only A2 milk. There are certain breeds of cows that produce combination of A1 and A2. Some breeds only produce A1 milk. Okay, and there is no scientific proof saying that A1 is bad or A2 is good. Okay, that's the controversy. That's the reason recently FSSAI came and hit down saying that who is marketing A2. No, it's not correct. But lobby is so powerful, it was withdrawn. So first of all, A2 milk, was produced in New Zealand using what we call as Holstein Friesian cows, not using desi cows. So any cow can produce A2 milk. Any cow can produce A1 milk. Any cow can produce combination of A1 A2. So that's the controversy. It's a wrong sell if you are selling anybody saying A2 is better, A1 is not good. Okay, it's a wrong sell. That's what FSSI wanted to clamp down on. Okay, but somehow it was stalled. That's how it is.
so? Can I say, Shashi, your business model now I better understand. It's like your Whole Foods of India, not in a full way, but it's like organic produce. You're selling at a premium. You have that sort of top line which will grow as the market. There is appetite for premium products.
Yes, there is the appetite for premium from a market side, but the way we need to imagine that premium is different. When you go on farm, no, Ashish. So what happens is you think there is a market and you grow. That should stop. When you go on farm, there are outcomes. Okay. The first result of that outcome is you use it for yourself. Second outcome of farming is you give it to your neighbor. What is surplus? You market it. If you flip what is happening in the country today, we have flipped, saying that I will produce for market. Now all kind of nonsense. That input, this input, that spray, that spray, this chemical. That is where we have landed upon, and your health issues associated with food systems in India is horrendous. We need to start thinking. We need to say that, hey, farming has limitations of soil, limitations of how much we can produce. Monoculture is the last thing. I told diversity of a farm and ecology of a farm. What is ecology? Ecology is us. Ecology is plants, ecology is microbes, ecology is soil, ecology is water, ecology is trees, okay, ecology is animal. Everything put together constitutes ecology. And if you keep destroying ecology and continue to farm, similarly, farm should be diverse. Today, if you go to Akshayakalpa farms, they produce milk, they produce backyard poultry eggs, they produce coconut, they produce banana, they produce mushrooms, okay, they produce little bit of a vegetables, okay, they produce, okay, little bit of a, let me say, amaranthus. So these are the things which are happening in that farm today. It's diverse. Even one goes down, farmer can stand on his leg. So even today, some whatever reason we disappear, Akshayakalpa disappears, we can't give market access for whatever reasons, he's on his legs. He knows how to manage diversity of a farm. So that's how I see it. That's what market will pay in the long run. Market won't pay. Yeah, sorry.
In all your farms, so you don't use any pesticides or any of these chemicals, nothing.
No. So that's the reason the way you shape the farm defines the way you farm. So you need to shape with a hedge and a bund and a 9 water harvest type. Outside water doesn't get into your farm water doesn't go out. Harvest the water and save. Soil, you make a manure at a scale and strengthen the soil, then the crops will be better. Okay, you don't need to spray. So that is the path we need to take. Okay, for example, you should ask, why did we do backyard poultry? Where did it come from? Backyard poultry didn't come from because we want to market eggs. When we started making manure at a scale now, we started realizing the manure lacks nitrogen. So what do you do nitrogen? So we wanted chicken poo. So then we thought, hey, let's integrate backyard poultry into that farm. Then that's how we solved, okay, the top dressing, okay, in any, okay, farm produce. For example, generally, if you once you plant a crop, okay, you do a top dressing. Okay, once you do a deep plowing, then plant a crop and do a top dressing. We use chicken manure and top dress it. It is responding amazingly well. But it also created market. You take honey. How are we getting honey? Very simple. We introduce honey beekeeping as a pollinators in the farm. That is giving some honey to farmers. He uses little bit in surplus in markets. This is exactly how we have designed interdependent systems, Ashish.
So, Shashi, tell me this thing. If you have cracked the design and the execution of how the farm needs to be built, isn't it more because you can handle only certain size? Isn't it more than scalable to share that knowledge with other companies which are not associated with you? How will
Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So, for example, we are working with OSAM. Zero, they need not pay with us. Okay, it's a Jharkhand based company. They are in the dairy space. Okay, and they're sending their people and we are training them. Okay, and they are implemented one cluster exactly similar model to Akshayakalpa. So
but
this
then
exact
but your investors won't like it then.
see the question, that's not even we need to set the expectations right. What we are trying to do is an experiment here. There will be learnings. This we will take it to the way. See, the problem with farming now, the entire country is divided into 15 agro-climatic regions. Okay, 15, 1 5. Okay, but what we do in farming is what is done in Punjab, we are doing in Tamil Nadu. It doesn't work. Every agro-climatic region, you have to fine-tune farming. Practices are different. For example, I will give you. Our first cluster, Tiptur, is 500 to 700 millimeter rain, red sandy loamy soil. It is rain shadow area. Second cluster, okay, where we are working is Chengalpattu district in Tamil Nadu. Okay, in fact, when I'm speaking now, I'm sitting in off a remote place of Chengalpattu actually. So it's a Puriambakam village. So there, October, November, December, January, it rains cats and dogs. It is northeast monsoon. Okay, and it rains cats and dogs 4,400 millimeters rain. Other than that, water shortages because of disaster crop called paddy. So we need to adjust ourselves to that agronomy. Third cluster, where we are working in Rangareddy district, Mahbubnagar district, and Gadwal district, and Telangana, addressing Hyderabad market. These are different agroclimatic regions. So you need to fine tune the model to different agroclimatic conditions. If you don't fine tune farming like that, if you do monoculture like what we are doing right now, apply Punjab principles to Tamil Nadu, it doesn't work. That's the reason no farmer makes money. So it's extremely input driven, thumb rule driven, NPK culture is extremely bad. So minerals have been lost. Okay, there are no micronutrients in the soil. And there are a lot of problems, Ashish. People don't acknowledge it. We continue to farm the way we did maybe. I think we decimated farming in the country. We need to reimagine region by region, climatic condition by climatic condition, and rebuild these small pockets of excellence where others can copy. That's exactly what we should do.
It's a fabulous thing you're doing, but at the same time, it makes me think, fertilizer companies, giant fertilizer company, they have so much resources, they have so much manpower. How will you compete? Because that's their core model, right?
We should not compete. No, we should not compete. Then you should go to field and prove that your neighboring land using NPK, your system, I can actually compete with you. That's how the market works. That's what we have proven. That no farmers, my neighborhood farmer doesn't make 100,000 rupees a month we have created. So that's exactly what is required.
That's perfectly fine. But what if large fertilizer company, Monsanto type, or any of these companies come and say we'll acquire you?
Sorry, how can you do that? So as long as see, the entire depends upon what we want to do and aligning of the investors. So if you align them, British government won't sell off. British government will be ashamed if they sell off. And Nitin actually backing us to the hilt. Okay, so on what we are trying to do. So what else is required? So to build a company which actually can change farming. That's the reason aligning investors is critical. If you don't align investors, and there will be a lot of disconnects on what we want to do, what is the final goal. Okay, last time I met Nitin 3 months back. Okay, every 3 months I meet him and try to update what's happening. So I told him we need to keep companies small. So he was a little bit shocked and saying that I'm surprised a founder is saying this. So I told Nitin, our job is to create models. Every agro-climatic condition, you go and create these models, others can copy and adjust it to those climatic conditions. I think he is fully aligned. British government is aligned. A91 is aligned. So what else is required? Yeah.
Did you got British government?
So there's a big story. I was that time, I was talking to one person called Abir. Okay, he's still in BAI. Okay, and amazing guy. He's trying to explain him what are we trying to do. Okay, so his question was that what is happening to the soil. So we told for a period of 14 years, we have taken the soil organic carbon, from 0.5% to around 3.2% in our farms. That's how the British government came in. So it's a climate investment for them. So yeah.
It's interesting. And what was your pitch to Nitin?
See, Ashish, you're surprised to know I have raised close to 450 crores so far, including secondary. I have not written a single pitch deck. I never pitch to anybody. Okay. So
You have killed all the lessons and the gyan. Everybody keeps teaching pitch deck. Do this, do that, do this,
nothing.
that.
So I'll tell you my first money raise. Okay, that's a hilarious incident. Okay, low capital. Okay, first of all, they took risk on us. That's secondary. Whenever I used to go to Chennai now, so I had no other place to go and work. Bitty place, what we call as a bitty place, where you go and they'll respectfully call you sit and they'll ask, did you add food? Okay, so I used to think, where can I save that money? Okay, where can I save that this one? Whenever I go to Chennai. From 2016 onwards, at least every quarter, I used to go to Chennai to meet some vendors. Okay, every time I used to go on low capital and work free. They used to give breakfast, they used to give lunch. Okay, that's exactly how I built relationship with them. One fine day, Raju, do you want us to invest? He asked, Arey, yaar, what are you talking? It was December, 1998. So I told, I don't have a business plan. I don't have pitch deck, nothing. Don't worry. Okay, you call your accountant. There is no accountant. Okay, then I told, I'm the accountant sitting here, you tell me. Next 2 days, we sat and wrote the business plan in no office. I'm sitting along with Rajesh. Can you believe it? I didn't have a business plan. Okay, based on that one, they made investment. Okay, it's a huge risk they took. And how Nitin came is totally different. Okay, I was in the middle of a Series B money rise. I wanted to see. We were in the middle of a pandemic. We wanted to do Series B. Okay, because we were running out of cash. And actually, we had run out of cash. Okay, then Zareen visited us. Zareen from Indigo Edge, okay, visited the Tiptoe. And hey, I will help you in money rise. Okay, I explained, took Zareen to some 10, 15 farms. I showed him the work, what we are doing. And somehow it didn't work out. Zareen couldn't help us or whatever. Zareen went back. Zareen actually raised money for Swiggy, the first investment banker for Swiggy. And Indigo Edge, the amazing investment bankers, very conscious. Then he went back and probably told Nitin, saying that, hey, these guys are doing some crazy work, you want to look at it. And can you believe it? So Nitin, there is a mail from Nitin. I happened to talk to Zareen. You want to talk to us. Can you believe that? And it took 4 or 5 days to realize, okay, how to reply to this guy. I replied, this exactly reply. I'm in the middle of a money rise. Okay, I don't have a pitch deck. I'm trying to go and meet people. Okay, and I run out of cash. I need 5 crores. So, so best part is the money transfer happened in 5 days. Okay, discount to next round. Simple one-pager document. Okay, and when Series B was not going anywhere, I went to Nitin and asked, British government is coming on board. They're investing 7 million. You want to invest 7 million. Why didn't you tell everything to me? I could have invested all the money for you. So that's how the investment happened. Okay, the Series B, that's an amazing story. I never wrote a pitch deck. I never sent a pitch deck to a banker. I never sent anything. We just went and okay, this is our work we are doing. I need money for this. Where is the business plan? I told, let's sit down and write. That's exactly how it is.
You're redefining Shashi entrepreneurship as I can see.
So that's crazy. Okay, and first 9 years now it's the learning for me. Actually, honestly, first 9 years I met a lot of investors. Okay, we went close to bankruptcy. I had given up. Okay, and this is not a company where investors invest money. And let's continue to do as long as we can. Okay, fulfill our mission. So what we 27 people we decided was, oh, you ran out of money for salary. Okay, 2 lakh rupees equity. Okay, you ran out of this pipe to connect. Okay, let me give you 50,000. That's exactly how we started mobilizing money, Ashish, first 9 years. And I had given up. I stopped talking to investors, okay, and started looking at whenever I travel, use the cheapest mode of transport, go and meet people and see whoever gives free food, okay, go to them. That's a honest life, first 9 years. First 9 years also, I didn't take salary at all, zero salary at all, because company needs to be sustainable, but the work, what we are doing, excited. That's the honest answer to your question. I lost hope of raising money. But the work, what we were doing, nobody was respecting. They wanted market traction.
And then afterwards, after Series A, B, C, your lifestyle changed.
I think it has remained the same. Lifestyle has remained the same. It's not at all changed. We still do travel by train. Okay, and it has not changed at all. I think some fundamentals won't change. And thankfully, the low capital took risk on us, and we have become cash flow positive. When I raised money in 2019, okay, we used to be 30 crore company. Now we are a 400 crore company. So that is changing. That's the investors view. We used to work, okay, with farmers. Now their lifestyles is changing. We are able to put more money in their hand. We are able to improve soil organic carbon. We have to change. We have changed it. So that's how excites us. That's how this entire journey.
Then what's the plan for next couple of years? Any milestone you have for yourself?
So nothing. So right now we want to prove the Gadwal cluster. It's a very difficult climate. And what we are trying to do, so what has happened in Gadwal, okay, Rangareddy and Mehboob is 15 years back the government changed. Andhra Pradesh was split into Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. Okay, this Gadwal, Mehboob Nagar and Rangareddy district. It was a rain-fed systems. Millions of years, okay, farming was done on rain-fed systems. Okay, rain comes, okay, then you farm, okay, then you harvest and okay, manage it. So what it was Krishna Upper Valley, okay, water they bought in okay, as a government promise. All the rain-fed, okay, agrarian systems got converted to paddy. The moment that happened, it changed the dynamics of the way we do farming. The farming became unsustainable. What did it was that water stagnation on a soil which was used for rain-fed irrigation systems, stagnating the water on the salts up. It's blocked the water percolation into the soil, and every disaster has stuck that area. That's the reason our view on development has to change. We need to be very sensitive to our agroclimatic conditions. And the disaster crop paddy has killed farming in these three districts. Can you believe it? Okay, we want to go there and prove reviving that actually has economic value. So that is what next 5 years we want to do. That's the target we have taken. And that proof okay needs to be reflected in building Hyderabad market. So now Chengalpattu is a second cluster. We want to prove that 80 farmers are there. Okay, it took 6 years to put 80 farmers there to do what we are trying to do. And work with these 80 farmers maybe in next 2 3 years, take 120 farmers and prove okay that entire 1,000 millimeter rain area, which is a paddy belt disaster crop, it can be diversified into, including paddy, diversified into various commodities, make it sustainable. The proof of that sustainability has to come from market response. This is what we will do in next 5 years. Tiptur has proven Bangalore is profitable for us. Okay, Bangalore is for us right now 10% EBITDA market. So,
lot
oh
of
yeah,
lot of premium buyers in Bangalore.
yes, and Tiptur cluster is responding well. So this is exactly what we want to do. We don't want to do anything flashy. Go and prove farming. Use market as a tool, okay, to ensure that farming, okay, which can produce good food for us.
I think I can keep going on and on. This is such an interesting. I never looked farming in this fashion, and you got me so curious and fascinated with this thing. But yeah, we are reaching the time. But thank you so much for your time and explaining us everything in such a wonderful fashion and breaking the business is done or entrepreneurship is done without PPT, without that.
No, before I leave, I will tell you one thing.
Yes,
I
please.
came in my technology industry. I fundamentally believed in my technologist, okay, as a core technologist, I believe anybody who makes PPTs now is actually there is something seriously wrong with that person. That belief I continue today. A lot of people ask me to PPT. I just actually make some photos and put it. Hey, this is what I did. This is what it is. Yes, this is what it is. What to do. This is the photo. This is the farm. This is the cow. This is the cow is eating. Okay, this is the what is the menu?
Like, done, you're sold. It's a crazy story. I've heard the craziest.
Thank you very much, Ashish. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shashi, for your time. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you.